Hey guys, it's Adam with Akshon Esports, and today I'm speaking with xQc of Team Canada. xQc, how you doing, man?
Great, what about you?
I'm doing all right. So, first things first, how does it feel to be playing on the stage again here at the Blizzard Arena?
Cold, very cold, but also feels good to be back and to feel, the people in the crowd, the energy, the competitive aspect. It's a lot of fun, so I'm glad to be back.
Right on. So you guys at Team Canada have been doing really, really well this weekend. What is it about this meta that's really working for you guys?
Sombra. Sureforce's an amazing Sombra. And if it was Widow, you'd be a good Widow too, but we've been really playing well around it. And having agilities on Pharah and Doomfist, it's really what he excels at, and with the Genji, of course. So these guys are on their best roles, and so am I, and it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. How would you say the overall level of competition has changed since World Cup last year?
A lot, because of Overwatch League. Overwatch League has really outlined the good players from the less good players, and people have proven themselves. And the trial process has been a little bit more thorough this year for almost every country that I've known of. So it's pretty sick having all the big players come out and compete on stage. It's gonna be much more competitive on the BlizzCon stage as well. So.
Right on. What's it been like playing with some of your teammates from last year's World Cup?
Always a lot of fun. All these guys are cool. I love Sureforce, agilities, Mangachu. I've known Note for a while. Playing with Note is different, but he's super calm and a lot of fun too. Crimzo's cool. They're all fun guys, so it's always a blast to play with them and hang out with them. And even the people from the other teams hanging out with them is really nice.
Has the team dynamic changed at all now that most of your players have been to the Overwatch League and you're now coming back to it a little bit more seasoned for World Cup?
Comms, I think communications are a little more cleared up, less chaotic. People are more calm on stage. The energy is still very high. Having Banny's a super good player. Like, he's always super reserved and communicates a lot. All the plans lined up. It's like the voice in my head that's like always running. I can just fall back to relying on it. So it's pretty good.
Excellent. So Canada came in second last year. Do you think that the squad that you have this year has what it takes to go all the way, take first place?
I think we have what it takes to get first place. If anything, top three I think is a fair guess.
So South Korea is currently the favorite to win the whole thing. Have you guys done anything to prepare for them specifically?
Not that much. It sounds a little weird, but in the current state of the game, I feel like a lot of GOATs and more like disorganized, like all-in type stuff is very good against people that think a lot. And the Korean players are very, very smart, and the way they play, they're very intricate. So sometimes it catches them off guard from what I've seen. Comms that are a little bit more brainless, they seem to be having trouble against. So I think we'll do well against it. And I'm not that scared, to be honest. I don't know what they're doing. We haven't done any scouting yet.
So now I'd like to switch gears a little bit and talk about the future. A lot of fans are wondering if your return to the stage for World Cup is just for World Cup, or is there any interest in trying to jump back into the league in Season 2?
Things change. My mentality fluctuates. My goals aren't really set. I'm not a guy with a plan that much. So who knows?
Fair enough. Going into Season 2, who would you say are the top 5 Western free agents?
Zachary is really good. It's a question I sort of have to think about, because I always have these players like in my head a little bit, and I was like kind of people like Alarm are pretty good. I think Alarm is very good on I think Huryu is extremely good. A little underrated, I think. Zachary, like I said, is a super strong player. Nothing really pops in my head that much, because I play a lot of solo queue and I play like a lot of East Coast and West Coast games. So normally I see all of them, but since Contenders was a thing, they don't play that much comp anymore. So I don't see them that much or that often, because they play mainly on different time zones. So it's kind of hard for me to tell. But yeah, I'm pretty sure people have a general good idea of who they are. I think there are a lot, and they'll probably be pretty much all picked up in the expansion teams, because there's so many expansion teams and not a lot of good players. So we'll see. Are there
any fresh faces that you've seen in your group stage that you think are shoo-ins for Overwatch League attention?
I think DCOD's pretty good. He's a pretty good main tank. I think Neil is a very good Brazilian player. I don't know how good his English. From World Cup, I'm always interested in like the Korean players, but all the Koreans this year all Overwatch League players. So I guess you can't really. Zachary, obviously, from Team USA, been popping off lately.
In April, you had expressed some interest in starting a talk show connected to the Overwatch League. Is that still something in the works, potentially for Season 2?
Been working on it this week, actually. I've like sort of powered it up. It was kind of down a little bit because I had like other stuff to deal with, and I've been like drowned in stuff to do. But the talk show is 100% coming in. I'm just still wondering how it's going to be, like the formatting. Is going to be like only me as like the main host, or do I have a co-host, and how many guests do I have, and a guest from who? Like, I think I'm trying to get like Overwatch League players, and maybe like a talent Overwatch League players, and like a content creator and stuff like that. Trying to mix it up and have like diversity in the podcast, to have like multiple interests. People that want to know about like Overwatch in general, Overwatch competitive, Overwatch pro, like Overwatch League stuff.
Sure.
So, and that's what I'm aiming for. Yep.
Are you trying to do kind of a remote show the way we've seen with a lot of these other podcasts and stuff, or is this something you'd like to have a space for, have people around an actual table to have these conversations?
Oh, remote. I think I'd be good enough to host something and have like a simple stuff and a simple overlay, as long as it's well put. And yeah.
So last but not least, how's your stream going? I mean, you've been going full time. You have a huge following. Are there any new or exciting things you have planned that you'd like to tell people about?
Not really. I do feel like whenever I do, I've been kind of wondering if I could do in-house tournaments. They'd be pretty fun. If I could get like a license from Blizzard, maybe have like my own tournament or something like that. That'd be crazy. Other than that, just streaming has been really good. A lot of players have been streaming so far from the Overwatch League, so a lot more people in solo queue. That's really nice. And what else? Also playing just variety stuff, just playing like other games and doing IRL stuff is a lot of fun. So looking for that.
Has the Overwatch streaming community changed a lot since the Overwatch League inaugural season?
I feel like players are a little burned out. There's much less people in solo queue because they don't have to prove themselves. They don't have to keep practicing, they don't have to scrim that much. So the number of people in solo queue or in comp ladder was always like a little low since Overwatch League started. And I thought it would come back up since it's done, but it's not the case that much. So the community has changed a little bit, of course, but hopefully we'll see new blood arise and new good players come up.
You think it's just like a natural lull after so much Overwatch?
Yeah, it dropped. You think it would come back entirely and it would be like back to 100%, but it's not like even, it come back a little bit, but hopefully, the general people become better at the game, or it starts like growing back. Because I feel like having contenders and Overwatch League is these huge league with so many slots and so many players. It's like it sucks all the players out. And people like Clone Man, people like Crack-a-Lack and whatever, all these players from contenders, like that you would see every day, like day in, day out, like in the morning, at evening, night, doesn't matter, they're always on, right? You don't have those anymore because contenders is pretty serious and they all practice a lot. So then it's pretty dry. And sometimes, you have like masters like all around your team and it's, it's a little lonely, but we'll see how it goes.
Has the skill floor kind of dropped a little bit for the higher tiers on ladder as a result?
A little bit, just because the matchmaking of Overwatch is pretty fast. Max Q, you can get like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that, right? So in the morning you'll get like a bunch of masters as a GM. So not that masters are worse. It's just like if you want like very equal games, you have like a bunch of players, and you have to be for a match to be very, very even. You would have every role at a certain rating, right? But it's not the case. Sometimes as a main tank, having to carry is a little hard in this meta, so it's a little hard.
In closing, what are some of your goals or plans for 2019?
Remaining consistent and keeping the energy high and being creative and just keep going forward.
Excellent. xQc, thank you so much for taking the time to speak.